Monday night, it's RaceSpot TV, and we're here at Loudon, New Hampshire. For Monday Night Skippys here on RaceSpot TV. Join us in just a few moments' time. Good evening, it's Monday night here on RaceSpot TV, and it is Monday Night Skippys here on RaceSpot TV and Racing Live. Rachel Whiteford, Linus Prostrom and Conor Maddock here for round 9 live from Loudon, New Hampshire. The Roval, that rather being inside, is outside the oval. Normally that's the motto of Sonoma, I'm sure, but right now we are getting ready for the race. Qualifying is nearly in the books, and we have a big grid tonight, 45 cars we're looking at, and it is going to be very exciting. Connery, let's just hope we don't see a repeat of Lobstergeddon like we saw last season here, when it seems like half the grid crashed in turn 3 on the first lap.
Yeah, that wasn't really all that great to see that many cars stopped in turn 3, so hopefully we don't get to see that again, but of course you never know. We actually have more cars here this week than we did the last time we were here, so if it does happen, it would be even bigger.
Certainly will be. And speaking of even bigger, we're going to have a quick chance to look at the championship standings here in round number 9 of 12. And right now, speaking of big, Tom Ward out front by what looks to be in a region of about 66 points. That's a big gap, Tom Ward. He's looking pretty dominant out front in Friction Racing. Second place, though, is very close through to P4. As Clark Williams is second with 108, 106 for LJ Garnett, Tom Ward's teammate, and Simon Povey in third, fourth even, for Apex Racing. Considering that Garnett and Ward have done at least 2 to 3 less races than Ward, that's pretty impressive going. But the championship does look to be decided, but second place, third place, they can still be changed. We'll keep our eyes on those. And Linus, the grid is nearly qualified here. This track, well, you know your ovals, but how well do you know this one? It kind of goes outside the track.
I've hit the wall where you go out from the oval a couple of times, but that's about it. I've never driven this road configuration, and I've missed the broadcast last time we were here, but I watched it afterwards, and that was a huge crash. I hope we don't have to see anything like that again, but it looks very, very tight, so I think we're in for a good race here today.
Well, hitting that part of the track is something you share with a lot of these races, but we digress. Time is in the books now. We're going to go through your qualifying grid for tonight's 21 lap race. On pole for the first time is Lee Morris with a stonking 108.644. Second place for him on tonight is back at the top of the charts with a 108.842. Third place LJ Garnett, behind him Mark Turner and Tom Ward, your 5th place driver. Down in 6th it's Andrew S. Leach, Stuart Adcock in 7th, Clark Williams, Ryan Walker and Ashley Beard starting in 10th. Rest of the results up on your screen as we get ready for tonight's big one. Weather is looking reasonable, 8 degrees Fahrenheit with clear skies, track temperature 109 degrees, wind is 6 miles an hour from the southwest, low humidity and it's going to be a hot race. The cars all lining up now on the front stretch of New Hampshire Motor Speedway, one of the NASCAR venues, which, well, let's hope they don't drive like that tonight, Connery.
Indeed, and just looking at the weather again, actually, it's clear with 80 Fahrenheit in the air. That is actually one of the hotter temperatures that you can get in iRacing with the dynamic weather, so this should be very, very interesting. The winds are also gusting a little bit southwest at 9, so it should be a very, very interesting race.
It should be, and we have Reece Saunders starting from the back in what was the Scotsman's Challenge. Wee Jock McRace Car Challenge, although I think Fraser Williamson not here this week, so we'll keep our eyes on what Reece could do from 41st. With only a few seconds left on the clock. Congratulations on the first pole there for Lee Morris, his first one, that number 5 machine. We'll see how he fares. Antonides and Garnett, Turner and Ward, your top 5. Some very big names there. They'll be interesting to see how they can prevail. The last few seconds ticking away now as we get ready for this flag to come out. 21 laps around here will be a tricky number, of course. We have seen its fair share of incidents and disaster throughout the race, but let's hope they can manage to make it a clean one. The engines will rev, and we're getting ready now for the race to start. Flagman has the green flag in hand, and we are racing at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. UK&I Skip Barber Series, week number 9, and it's a good start by Lee Morris. Antonides in second place, the two friction cars in 3rd and 5th, split by Mark Turner. Single file already, and Stu Adcock trying to clear Andrew Leach already. He does that before the exit of turn number 2. Clark Williams back in 7th. Behind him it's Ryan Walker as well, as this time we go into turn number 3. And it's too wide, too deep for the bottom of your top 5 as they get through just about cleanly. Further back down your order, we have got some contact. Oh, it's 3 wide, 4 wide back there in the pack. That is crazy racing as we had a huge concertina. I had moments of flashbacks to last year, Connery. That could have been terrible as we had, I think, the likes of John Jenkins in there. We had Alan Patterson, Lee Deemer, Anthony Dickens. It was 4 wide at one point.
Yes, it was, and they're all very, very lucky to get through there relatively unscathed. As I just saw Tom Ward just try a little bit of a move on Stuart Adcock coming down to the latter part of the lap right now. It's a very, very short lap here at the New Hampshire Road Course. It's only about just under 1 minute 10 second lap time, so these laps are going to tick by very, very quickly as they come through to complete the first one.
They do, and Lee Morris still out front with a good start for him. Pulling a bit of a gap there on Antonides, Linus. He's not managed to be caught quickly, so this first pole looking like it's not a fluke.
No, it looks like, I've been watching him for the qualifying as well, and it looks like he knows this track really, really well. So if he can just keep his eyes out of the rear view mirror, I think Fahim is going to struggle to win today, because you don't get a whole lot of draft here either. It's just down the front straight away, but if he can pull away through the turns, that's not going to be enough for Fahim to catch up.
We'll keep our eyes focused as up the inside of Mark Turner, and the number 13 goes to 52 of Stuart Adcock. Makes that pass complete, and the left-hander there on the outer loop. Moves Stuart Adcock up into 4th place, as now he'll go after LJ Garnett. Tom Ward still mired back there behind Turner. Clark Williams looking to move as well. This is good points for Stuart Adcock, let's not forget as well. He needs everything he can get. So does LJ Garnett. Clark Williams defending that very narrow 2-point lead for 2nd place. Tom Ward not looking quite as quick here. He was considerably off in qualifying, Connery. Ward had a time of 109.3. That was nearly 3/10 off from your pole.
Yeah, but I don't think he'll be too worried at this stage in the season, since he has that absolutely massive lead at the front of your points championship. So yeah, I don't think he'll be too concerned as we see Stuart Adcock. Oh, he pushes very, very wide on the exit of NASCAR turn 2. Almost hit the wall right there, so he can't afford to drift much more wide on that corner.
Certainly not, as they will come through once again on lap number 3 here. The lap's ticking past very quickly. And the gap is coming down to Lee Morris at the front. Linus says, oh, mistake there from Antonides as Garnett, the 771 car, gets alongside him. Looks like he'll try and take that spot off the number 15 driver. Dodging a cone, they've both kicked across the track there, but Antonides defends. Garnett trying to find an opening here, just not able to find a way through.
No, he's not happy sitting back here in 3rd place. He wants to get to the front, and for every turn that these guys go side by side, Morris is going to open that gap back up, and he's loving seeing these guys battle behind him.
That would be a likely situation here as well. Have a quick look back in the pack. Some cars out of place. Paul Thurston in the 50 car, very much down the order. Down in 36th after starting 18th. That's a tragic end to his race very early on. The car looking a little bit off pace as well. 1 minute 27 last time by. He is damaged, we think, but trying to carry on and conserve what he can get. Robert Plumley as well, down in 28th, sorry, started 24th. Not where we expect to find him. Have a quick look back up towards the mid-pack. 15th place is Simon Maltby. He's up 1 spot right now, but not charging too far forwards. One of the series veterans, Rob Green, ahead of him. Alex Millward as well. He's running today. He started 14th up into 13th spot. Bit of a race behind. It's Ashley Beard and Chris Higgs there, racing side by side here through the outfield section. That's the green and blue car you can see there. It's Chris Higgs, the blue and red machine. That is Ashley Beard. Beard currently leading this little fight as he managed to get past a little bit earlier on. Good racing by Ashley Beard. He's up 1 spot, and Bill Fraser's passed a pair of them. He started behind those 2 cars. Good movement from the Scotsman. Ryan Walker, his countryman ahead, is in 9th place. Has been there for the entire race so far, so no major movement from Ryan Walker. Back to the front is Lee Morris, still leading. Antonides second, third is Garner, Adcock, Turner, and Tom Ward. But up the inside of Turner goes Tom Ward in that 09 car. Aggressive dive there by Tom Ward, which is why he's leading the points. And he gets alongside, but he'll have the outside for turn number 5, which lets him drop back. Can he make an undercut of it? He won't be able to get back in time. But aggressive driving. He wants to make up spots here. He feels like he's being held up, Connery. He wants to get through here and go after Adcock.
Indeed he does, as they come right back down the hill right now. Relatively tricky in these skip barber cars. You say you also have to just ride the brake a little bit as you come down the hill, because the car just wants to break away from you. Looking back to the just outside your top 10 as well, I just saw some fighting between Bill Fraser, Ashley Beard, Chris Higgs, that sort of area, but they're all formed up in a single file line right now.
We have got a 4-car train here with Stuart Mathers in the 46, the 30 of Darrell Taylor, the 22 of David Yamamoto, and the 71 of Thomas DJ Coombe. That 4-car group battling away there. Tim Adcock ahead of that group. He had a spectacular run out, of course, Connery, at Watkins Glen. Fantastic race from Tim Adcock. Something we were very surprised with. Very good performance from him there. But he's mired back here in 17th, sorry. Started 23rd. But this group, they're quite close together. We could see a good little battle here at the bottom of your top 20.
We could see that, as we also see Seymour Harding. He is getting very, very close to the back of Simon Maltby. He may be in a position to make a move, or maybe he'll be a little bit too far back. No, Simon Maltby goes wide. Oh, he has to drift it around the carousel. Well held there by Simon Maltby. Very, very good car control, but he's still under threat from Seymour Harding at this point as they come over the top of the hill.
Harding not able to take advantage of that mistake by Simon Maltby there, Linus. Although Maltby does it again, he makes a bit of an error and lets Harding close in, but Harding not managed to open the door yet.
No, it looks like Maltby has been watching a little bit too much of Max Verstappen by the way he's driving right now, but I think he's just being patient back there, not wanting to put his car in there when the car in front of him is out of control, because if he gets a tax lap run and it comes across the track, it could end the day for both of them. So good way of showing patience from him there. Just as long as he doesn't get passed from behind, he won't be in any big trouble.
Well, speaking of being passed from behind, Tim Adcock there looking like he's quite aggressive. So if Harding can't get past Maltby, bring in Tim Adcock, and that Martini machine might have a go, as at the inside will look Harding into turn number 3, and he gets the inside line, will make the passes. Oh, contact there with Tim Adcock and Simon Maltby. And as Lee Morris has lost the lead to Fahim Antonides, we'll have a quick look at where that happened. That was in the... wow, that was actually in turn number 3, so a big dive there by Antonides into turn number 3. He went up the inside. Morris went wide. Oh, mistake by Morris, costing him the lead. That was a replay there of the pass for your lead. Morris making a mistake. It's been pretty clean all race long, but we've got really nothing to measure this on, Connery. It's our first time seeing him racing, and it's been impressive so far. 1 mistake so far in 7 laps. Almost acceptable, as up the inside of Garnett will go Adcock.
Also a battle for the race lead as well. Lee Morris down towards the inside. Stuart Adcock. Lee Morris gets the back end out. They're going to go 3 wide to just out of the NASCAR turn 2 right there. That has lost Lee Morris a ton of time as Adcock and Garnett, they are still battling. Adcock will have to surrender the position to Garnett, but they all stack up behind him. There's Lee Morris again pushing wide, so a few mistakes settling in for Morris. That means he's just lost a couple of positions.
Linus, you'd be our NASCAR expert, but you saw the way there that Antonides came down towards the rear quarter of Morris's car. Could he have made him aero loose, to use a NASCAR expression?
Possibly. I mean, he came down on him very, very fast. So if that works in these cars, that is a possibility.
Well, it's certainly something to consider there, as Morris going from the lead back to about 5th place now in this front train, as now Antonides leading from Garnett, from Adcock, from Turner, and Stuart Adcock can smell a chance to win here. This will be an interesting fight at your front as we go on to lap number 9 here at New Hampshire. A couple of retirements so far: Mark O'Connell, Anthony Dickens and Mark Day all retiring from this event. Keeping our eyes back though on this train here with Maltby, as they've managed to catch, I believe, well, Seymour Harding's gotten through, Mathers is there as well. So is Taylor, as it's going to be a banana sandwich right now for Simon Maltby. Just manages to stay out of that one, and he'll gain a spot, and that's a 46 car on the outside there. Stuart Mathers. Up the inside is Darrell Taylor. It's nearly 3 wide. There's a car off ahead of them. That is, I believe, the machine of Alex Millward, who's had a problem. Alex Millward, contact there with Rob Green. Oh no, that was in turn 3. Suspension damage in contact with Green. He's had to retire that car. Linus, early end for Millward, as you see the replay on your screen.
Yeah, I had a decent qualifying in the top half of the field and had a good race going, but unfortunate contact there. I think he's the only one to get damage out of that though, so the rest of them will just keep on going.
An unfortunate end to his day, but the race will go on, and Stuart Mathers leading the train with Maltby, Taylor, Adcock, Bassett, Coombe, and also Yamamoto there as well, bringing up the rear of that train. We look back to the very front of your field again, see what's going on. It's a 6-car train still here on lap number 10, about halfway through now. And it's Antonides, Garnett, Adcock, Turner, Ward, Morris. Morris not able to really claw his way back here, Connery. He's wanted to make some spots, but there's big names ahead of him that are very hard to pass.
Yeah, and he's going to have a little bit of a go on Tom Ward coming down into the carousel. It is a back corner,
big crash!
But,
Big crash! It's Simon Maltby and Darrell Taylor coming into turn number 3. Maltby comes down to take the line, cuts across the nose of Darrell Taylor. Replay for you, and it puts them both in the tyre barriers on the outside of the approach to 3. There you can see, coming across the track to the left-hand side to take the racing line, and big contact. Both of them will continue, but definitely some damage as Maltby spins out again when he tries to get going. Game over for Simon Maltby. Unfortunate end to his day. Back to the front, we'll see what's going on as Millward actually, Morris managed to get that move done on Tom Ward. Ward not looking as dominant as he has in previous rounds here, Linus. Lee Morris back in front as he will have to go now after Mark Turner. Stuart Adcock looking like he's going to get a run here on Garnett too.
Yeah, Tom Ward has been struggling a little bit today. I don't know if it has to do with the fact that it's an oval or if he's just being very, very patient with how tight this track is, but he doesn't really need to finish in 1st or 2nd place with the way his championship is looking, so I think he's just being patient and waiting for incidents to happen ahead, because they usually do.
That'll be a new side to Tom Ward we'll be seeing, a patient Tom Ward. Definitely a new set of skills. If he's learned those, he'll be a force to be reckoned with. Out front, Antonides with Garnett behind him. Ward's teammate hasn't really done much so far today, Connery. He's really just rode where he is. It was 3rd, now it's 2nd, of course, but Adcock seems to be waiting. He's not really pushing the issue yet.
Yeah, now Adcock is always one of those drivers that have been up there in the top 3, top 5, but doesn't really win all that often, especially in recent times as they come down into NASCAR turn 1 right here. It's a variable banking right here. The middle of the track is actually more banked than the outside or the inside of the track, so you just see those guys taking the 2nd lane right there. The bottom lane is actually slower since it's a negative camber, so the camber's going the other way in the track as they come down through turn 3. They're coming up to some lapped traffic as well here, and Stephen Smith He is currently running in 31st place, so once these guys get past, he will go a lap down.
He will indeed, and that could provide a bit of trouble for your front pack, an opportunity for others. As we'll see who's doing what. He pulls the inside well out of the way there, not wanting to be involved in that lead battle. A very safe and sporting decision from him as we're on lap number 12 here. Heading towards 13. Bill Fraser's had an incident. He's now out as well. He's had to retire that car. This front pack really on top of each other here, Linus. Oh, a bit of a slide from Antonides as Garnett tries to have a look, and oh, he checks everyone up, and Adcock runs wide. Up the inside looks Mark Turner. He will take advantage of that big concertina, and when the cars are all so close together, this is what happens as Adcock loses not 1, 2, 3, all the way to the back of the train.
Yeah, one little mistake when you're running this close together and you will go to the back of the pack, and it's just you can't afford to have a mistake if you're going to win one of these races, and that's what we see Antonides done. He had a little mistake early on, but didn't lose any positions. Now he's at the front. If he can just keep it together, I think he's going to be able to hold on, but one little mistake and he's back in 6th place, and that'll be a race over for him. So just keep it on the tarmac and don't make a mistake. That's pretty much it.
Certainly could be, as we'll see what's going on here, as Antonides, of course, recovered his position there, held on. He's ahead of LJ Garnett, Mark Turner, Morris, Ward and Adcock. Could see Lee Morris making a podium in his first race in the series. That'll be great to see. We'll go back to this battle we've had in the bottom of your top 10 as all contact further back, as I believe that's Stefan Nobis getting involved with Duncan Watt from the UK Clean Drivers. Not sure that's ironic or not, but we'll see. Chris Bassett ahead of them as well, one of the UKCD guys as well. Thomas DJ Coombe. Tim Adcock has moved up a few spots, 23rd to 15th now. Bit of a gap though ahead of him to Stuart Mathers and Seymour Harding. We'll keep our eyes back on this front fight here, Linus. Really not spread out here.
No, they're staying well together here, and don't know if that's got anything to do with the draft like it usually does. They just seem to be very even around this whole track. Oh, was easily Morris break a little bit later, but he managed to stay off of Mark Turner luckily, so everyone's going to keep going fine.
I think Lee Morris there, Connor, he managed to reach out of his cockpit and grab hold of the rear wing of Mark Turner with both hands and hold on through that corner. He was so close, he just pivoted behind his car. I thought he was done for.
Yep, and here comes LJ Garnett, maybe for the race lead. He's all over the back of Fahim Antonides. He had a very, very good run out of the carousel, just taking a wider entry and got a very good exit, but he has to fall behind right now as they come back down the hill. Careful of that curb on the inside. That can actually flip these Skip Barber cars over, as he saw multiple times in practice.
This, I think, is going to come down to that last lap here, as there's going to be some contact at this front pack, Linus. It's absolutely beyond doubt. They are so close together. This is not going to end well. We're looking back a little bit, though. The action is very furious at the moment.
Yeah, we got a few small battles all the way through the field. It's 2 and 3 cars are pretty much all over the place, and don't really know which one to look at the moment. But
well, we're going to look at the front actually, because Mark Turner, the 13 car, was going to have a look. Oh no, contact with Lee Morris there. There's 3 wide round the outside. Oh, more contact. We'll get a replay of what happened there in turn number 3, because that was a bit of a mess to diagnose. Morris goes in hard, doesn't break it up, hits the back of Mark Turner. Turner goes around the outside. Up the inside goes Tom Ward. And due to his slow speed, in the back of him goes Stuart Adcock. So he got a piece of everybody in that.
Yeah, Morris and Turner have had to retire their cars as a result of that one. And I did notice that Lee Morris actually apologised over the radio while he was still going into the back of Mark Turner right there. So
I think he realised he made a mistake.
I think he thought that the contact was inevitable and apologised before it actually happened.
Yes, it was the moment when Lee Morris wrapped his teeth around the rear wing of Mark Turner. He knew he'd made a mistake. But at the front it's Fahim Antonides with LJ Garnett. Now Tom Ward, so it's a friction 2-3. And can Stuart Adcock from Apex Racing throw himself into the mix of this one? Can he snatch a podium? We're on lap 16 here of 21. That's 5 laps to go, Linus. We know he's a veteran racer. Can he catch up? Can he break up this little love affair?
Well, I think he's a little bit too far back, but if they start battling ahead, he's going to be there within half a lap. So I think it's up to the top 3 whether he's going to catch up to them or not. If they stay in a single line like this, he's going to have a hard time catching up. But as soon as they go side by side, he'll be right there.
We'll have a quick look back at the 502 and the 2. That's Leach and Walker. They're running in 5th and 6th place, so a top 5 at stake for these two. Right now it's Andrew Leach leading from the Scotsman Ryan Walker. Ryan Walker's been very promising recently, Connor. He's had a number of podiums, had some strong finishes, but this track perhaps not one of them.
Perhaps not, but I've also noticed Andrew Leach, he is also running pretty well recently as well. So a couple of drivers have actually started to get faster as the races go by, as the seasons go by, and maybe we can see them challenging for a championship maybe in a couple of seasons time or at some point in the future. It will definitely be very exciting to see as we look back towards your leads. Your two friction racing cars, LJ Garnett, Tom Ward, very, very close together, but I think they'll be reasonable with each other since they are teammates. Of course, Stuart Adcock again trying to catch these top three, but I don't think it's happening right now.
Well, no, we don't think that could happen at this point. It'd be nice to see it, but we don't think they'll fight hard enough for it to occur. So that will be a downside for them. Take a quick look at what's going on. Tim Adcock, Thomas D.J. Coombe and Chris Bassett down there in the 667. That trio from 13th, 14th and 15th. Ahead of them, it's all pretty much single car runs as everyone has broken up by and large in this front group. Ashley Beard has survived this week. He's up into P8 from qualifying in 10th, so that's a great position for him. Some much needed championship points. Paul Thurston recovering to 26th after ending up in the low 30s earlier on at the start of the race. Last car on the lead lap. Not where he'd want to finish. I'm sure we'll hear about that in the post-race. It's definitely out of position for what we consider his normal running spot, Linus.
Yeah, he's running a bit higher than usual. Had a good race, but don't think he's going to be able to get any more positions from that by the looks of it with this few laps remaining.
We don't think so, but let's keep our eyes on what's going on towards the front of this one. This is, of course, the battle for the win. Can Fahim Antonides keep the friction behind him? We're going to find out. Friction Racing, or Friction Sim Sport, not sure which is what they're called now. I'm sure I'll get corrected on that one. But Friction, I'll just stick to on that. Out of the second and third positions at the moment, LJ Garnett, Tom Ward. Garnett needs points more than Ward, so I'm expecting him to stay ahead of his teammate. Tom Ward with a very secure championship lead, so we're expecting to see that green-wheeled machine stay in third place. But will Antonides be the winner? That's the real question, Connery.
Yeah, no, it'll be a very, very good return to the form for Fahim Antonides. At the start of the season, he wasn't really there on pace. As LJ Garnett is very, very close to the back of that lead car right there as they come through NASCAR turn 1 and 2. They're going to drift it out right close to the wall. Have to be very, very careful there. You can just bang the wheel against the wall, get some suspension damage as they come down into turn 3. Again, these top three, they are very, very, very close together, but I don't think Tom Ward will be challenging LJ Garnett too much since he is his teammate, so this is a battle between Fahim Antonides and LJ Garnett.
Well, let's certainly say here, Linus, that it's more of a battle between Fahim Antonides and Friction Racing, because there's two of them and one of him.
Yeah, Ward isn't going to put a move on Garnett right here unless Garnett makes a mistake, but Fahim seems like he's got his pace set, and he had a bit of a gap and Garnett managed to catch up, so they are obviously quicker than Fahim, but it's a whole different story to pass someone, so he's got 2 laps to do it.
He does, and we have 2 laps remaining in this race as they'll cross the line. Fahim Antonides, LJ Garnett and Tom Ward. A 3-way fight for the victory here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway, but to the inside will strike LJ Garnett. He goes for the move early on, but he loses momentum on that low side. Like Connery mentioned, a bit of a slide there by Antonides as he will lose momentum up the track. He slides, and through will go the 2 friction cars possibly, unless Antonides can slide.
Oh, Tom Ward's engine!
Here.
Tom Ward's engine just blew.
He's blown it! Yes, Tom Ward's blown his engine, but Garnett pushes around the outside. Tom Ward's engine's gone. Stuart Adcock will take a 3rd place. But Garnett in the lead here. What a big move there, Connery.
Yeah, a big move, but that is absolutely tragic from Tom Ward. All he needed to do was finish this race as we see Fahim Antonides. He pulls Antonides, goes wide into the gravel in the carousel. That means Stuart Adcock, he's up to 2nd.
He is. This has definitely changed everything now as Antonides so strong. He's dropped back. He must have suspension damage, I think, from the contact with Garnett after Garnett kind of pushed around the outside there. He is going to have to try and hobble back here and hold on. He has got 6 seconds. If he could stay ahead of Andrew Leach, he might be able to hold on in this one, Linus.
He's pulling into the pits here, so that means Andrew Leach is now in 3rd place.
Andrew Leach up into a podium spot for the first time. Impressive run from him. But can Ryan Walker snatch it? I think he smells the opportunity. And Ryan Walker goes to the inside. Can this be third place here for Ryan Walker? But the outside line will go to Andrew Leach. We'll have a quick look back at the front here. And it's a single car event. Garnett out front. Adcock in second. Gap between them. This is the fight for third place. The final spot on the podium. It is Andrew Leach and it is Ryan Walker. Two guys, both with an initial for a middle name. Andrew S. Leach and Ryan G. Walker. I think they could have actually made a full name, unless they're too cheap for that. But they're side by side into turn 5 now, and up the inside will be Ryan Walker. Good opportunity for him to make the pass. He'll get it done nice and complete. Can Andrew Leach respond? That is the question. Will they have an opportunity to come back at Ryan Walker? We heard another engine blow behind him somewhere. We don't know who that is, but we'll keep our eyes on that for later. Through the final sequence of corners, LJ Garnett will come. And that's it. LJ Garnett will take the checkered flag at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Stuart Adcock comes home in second place, and then with the last lap pass, Ryan Walker secures a podium this season, with first-time potential podium finisher Andrew Leach just missing out by one spot, but still his best result of the season. Ashley Beard brings it home in 5th place for a top 5, and Antonides will not limp home in 6th. He's dropped back even further. Disappointing end to his race. He's dropped right down the order behind John Jenkins. This will maybe be a lead lap finish there for Antonides. Such disappointment for so many in our top 5. What a finish to the race, Connery.
Yeah, that was absolutely fantastic finish. Not for the race lead, of course, but for that last podium spot. That was an absolutely brilliant fight between Ryan Walker and Andrew Leach. Some news on the situation with Tom Ward, though. He said during the race that it seems my engine blew up at least once this season, no downshifting or anything. So that can happen in skip bar cars. If you downshift at the wrong time, you can blow the engine, but he says that it just happened without downshifting, so there must be some sort of engine wear or something like that happened.
Well, there absolutely must be. What a fantastic end to that motor race. Without further ado, let's go through your finishing results. Coming home with a victory at New Hampshire in round number 9, it is LJ Garnett. Second place goes to Stuart Adcock. Third place, Ryan G. Walker. Fourth place, Andrew Leach. Fifth place is Ashley Beard. After that, it's Clark Williams, Chris Higgs, Rob Green, Seymour Harding, and Stuart Mathers. Rest of those results up on your screens. And back on the podium for one of the first times this season. Certainly is not very often, but Ryan Walker, welcome to the booth. Congratulations.
Thanks very much. That was a pretty tense race, and I have to say that was an awesome race with Andrew in the closing stages for the final podium position, and I have to say that was just awesome. I'm happy with that result.
Certainly a fantastic one, and congratulations, of course, to you. Very busy at the end there. Your battle with Andrew Leach, you didn't think that would be for a podium, of course. It was looking like it was going to be for about 6th, 7th place. What did you think when you saw so many names disappear from in front of you?
Yeah, I was wondering to myself when that happened. I thought, what's going on? This is unusual. And then I seen Lee Morris at the side of the track, and I seen Tom Ward at the side of the track, and then all of a sudden I seen Fahim heading for the pits, and I thought, I'm actually in contention for a podium position. So I thought I've got to go for it in the last lap, and had a good battle with Andrew on the final lap, and there was respect between us as well. The racing room was given, and yeah, as I say, that was awesome, and I bloody enjoyed that.
Well, I'm sure you did. Congratulations, of course, Ryan Walker. Fantastic result from you. And, on to next week. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks very much.
Next, we've got Ashley Beard to talk to. Ashley came in with a top 5 today, which is great for you, Ashley. Very busy race.
I'm delighted. I mean, I was getting quite a lot of freebies in that race. There was so many people dropping out towards the end.
Top 10.
And it got to the point where if I couldn't get past Bill, I was getting really... Because it's a hard track to overtake, so I was getting in a really desperate mood. And I got the run and I was like, oh, this is going to get interesting. And then all of a sudden the spotter said 3 wide.
Not your favourite call at New Hampshire?
Not after last season. That was a disaster last season.
Yes, I believe the UK&I club is still shelling out for PTSD treatment after last season's race here, but overall, a top 5 result for you, very solid in the points.
Absolutely fantastic. I mean, each week I'm getting better and better. It's getting the experience and the skipping now.
Well, if we look at the
Really
points, you
excited.
were running in 13th overall. Bill Fraser didn't finish. Paul Thurston was behind you. Rob Green also behind you, so you could be in the top 10 soon.
Yeah, I mean, it's a definite improvement over last season. Last season, I think I was just outside the top 10. So if I just keep on a run, which I'm doing at the minute, then all chance of being in that top 10, which I hope.
Very much so, and good luck with that. Ashley Beard came out today in
Thank you very
5th.
Very much.
Well, next we have Seymour Harding to have a quick chat to. Seymour, very, very exciting race for you. Good result in the end, 9th place with that 43 car. Very active, starting 13th. Got 4 spots over the duration. Traffic, the big story.
Yeah, I got majorly mugged into the first T2 and I was back to 16th or 17th by the end of lap 1. It was hard work and I was glad it was over. When the race started I saw 21 laps. I thought, oh no, really? You're kidding me. But it was quite good fun. It was a bit boring after lap 9. I was all on my own, but tyres kept getting really, really slippery. Very, very slippery.
Certainly one of those tracks that really doesn't lend itself to tyre wear. But a good result nonetheless, and congratulations with the top 10.
Thank you very much.
We are going to talk quickly to the most disappointed man on the track, and that is, of course, Fahim Antonides. Fahim, what went wrong? You were running at the front all day, you led half this race, and you come home in 19th.
I was going to ask whether I finished. Well, everything went wrong. Qualifying went well. I only did 2 runs, thinking that there was only 2 laps. But of course, there was 3 laps for qualifying this time round. My best time was my first lap. I messed up my second lap. I might have had a chance to improve it on the third lap, but of course, I didn't know it was there. But what really impressed me was Lee Morris. I mean, he came in. His first lap was a 108.6, which was 2/10 quicker than my first lap. And then he thought that was it. You only got 1 lap. So his quickest lap and pole was only done over 1 lap, which is incredible. But this track, as you know, is very difficult to pass in, and you need to rely on somebody ahead of you to make a mistake. And that's what Lee did. He went deep into the first corner coming off the oval, and that allowed me to get through. And then from there on, yeah, it should have been plain sailing. But then a couple of laps from the end, LJ got very close to me on the oval bit, and I was worried that we'd make contact. So I tried to give some room. And if you go offline on the oval, you start wobbling. And that's what happened. I got a tank slapper. I was wobbling. I managed to hold it together. But in going into the corner, we made contact. There was a racing incident. I think he turned in slightly on me, but it was a racing incident. And from there, I had to go into the pits. I hadn't unchecked fueling and tire changing. So when I came in for my fast repair, I took on tires and fuel, and that's why I finished 19th.
Unfortunate end to your race there, and well, hopefully better luck next time at Sonoma.
Yes, I hope so too. Thank you very much.
Not a problem, and we'll get a chance to chat now to Paul Thurston. Paul, you started well, you ended up at the back of the field, and you managed to claw your way back up the running order, but again, not a week to remember.
No, I don't know what I've done to the ad hoc family, but they do seem to be in for me in this season. I mean, Stuart's taken me out twice on the first lap, and now Tim. Yeah, well, I hadn't done any practice for this again because of the World Cup, because I was working to try and win that with the boys, but not driving, I would add. But I got a bit of pace. I was quite pleased with my qualifying, very pleased with my qualifying actually. And then just take it easy on the first lap, and say Tim, I don't know what he did. He misjudged the pace or something. He basically just tapped me up the gearbox, as they say, who misses. And I was in the wall. Luckily, it was at the pit entrance, so I could just cruise down. I didn't lose a lap. So my aim then was not to get lapped, which I achieved. Right at the end, I was catching Dean and Paul. Paul and Dean, do they do adverts for cinemas? Given a couple more laps, I think I might have caught them, but then I could have come in 21st and just missed the points. But at least I missed them by 3.
Well, you certainly did, but hopefully better luck next time.
Yeah, we say that every week, don't we?
We do. Hopefully they will improve. It's like Del Boy and Rodney saying, next year you'll be a millionaire.
Next year I'll be winner.
There you go. It's always a positive attitude you need, Paul. We'll talk to you again. Finally, a quick word with Barry West. Barry, good result today. 15th, qualified in 26th. Big mover. One of the big movers, I should say. And should be happy with that.
Yes, very pleased, Rachel, yeah. One of the scoring bananas today makes a change.
The highest scoring banana.
Yeah, it was a good race. I just tried to keep out of trouble. I knew there'd be a bit of chaos, so I just held back a bit. And then just picked it up as we went on. And I unfortunately got stuck behind someone who's been lapped. Lost 2 places when they were contesting the corner, but one of those things. But yeah, quite pleased with that.
Well, great, and hopefully next week can be a repeat of this in terms of points.
Yes, hopefully. I mean, it's just the qualifying I need to work on because I don't seem to be realising the position I should be. But I should do more practice. That's the only thing. Laps make time.
They certainly do, and hopefully you'll unlock the secret to that one, and you'll have to kind of keep it to yourself because everyone would love to know that answer. Thanks for joining us, Barry.
Yeah, thanks, Rachel.
Well, a fantastic race here at New Hampshire for round number 9, and what a race we had. Last season, the drama was at the start, and this season, it was at the end. Fantastic event, of course, and you can join us same time next week when we head all the way down to Sonoma, California for round number 10. I've been Rachel Whiteford. I've been joined by Connery Maddock and Linus Brostrom. This has been a presentation of RaceSpot TV on iRacing Live. See you soon. Good night.